All right, we are live on YouTube for episode 84 of the On the Hunt podcast. Joining me tonight is the number one Lions fan, Mr. Bobby Bless, and with us in spirit, of course, is Nathaniel Rucker and Reggie Funches. We miss our brothers tonight, but we're gonna hold it down for them and hopefully give
We
you.
just give it. We just giving them a bye week. They get
Yeah,
they get a
exactly.
bye week
We're
too.
I like that, giving them a bye week. So, but again, we're going to do our best tonight to be as entertaining as possible and maybe even a little bit informative. You know us, we always try. We always try. Bobby, while I'm getting this shirt around to all the different social medias, my friend, give me like 3 minutes of content. That way I can do what I got to do over here. Okay.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, and thank you. I will oblige and take those 3 minutes and do what I can with them. But I will start off the first minute. I should do like a 3 minute rant. What you think, Elijah? Oh, the thumbs up. Okay. So listen, Elijah just gave me thumbs up. I just want to put out there, you Minnesota fans, you get what you deserve. You in the damn locker room the week before because y'all beat the injured Packers, celebrating. And like y'all already won. You guys technically was in first place for not a day, literally 23 some hours. You didn't even get 24 hours of being in first place. And you pop the champagne already disrespectful. And you look past us. And then you think y'all want to try to take the collateral Dan Campbell said, see y'all in 2 weeks to the bank and try to get some money for y'all? Get some money for that? No, Dan Campbell said that because he didn't want to say what Bobby would say. Get the fuck out of here. So he said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. I told you get the fuck out of here. So don't act like that. And the fans, y'all, we should call y'all Houdini. All the shit y'all was talking about a week ago, I ain't seen none of y'all. I ain't gonna say no names because a lot of the guys, even though they got their disadvantages, everyone's not perfect. They are my friends, even though they are Viking fans. So I wouldn't call them out. But later, when I cut the clip off of this little section, I'm talking about you. But anyway, you get what you deserve. You party too hard, and y'all look past us. And the thing that is very sad to me, you guys got the big chest and the big head because of Sam Darnold. That's what got y'all like that. And now y'all seen what happened when the real Sam Darnold stand up. I ain't gonna even. Hey, numbers don't lie, facts don't lie. September he was doing well. October, November, fuck it, even December.
Huh?
But January, he fucked up. he to be all the way honest with you, that was his first big game of his NFL career. Y'all ain't know that. Y'all just see, ooh, he 14-2. Sam Darnold's an MVP guy. No, he's not. You see Justin Jefferson face right here on my background. Let me help y'all. That's how he was looking at Sam Darnold.
That's right.
Sam Darnold could have overthrew the American government the way he was overthrowing Jefferson. He's more of a politician than a damn quarterback. But I want y'all to be humble. But I don't think y'all gonna beat the Rams. And if we do see y'all in 2 weeks or whatever, we see y'all, we're gonna talk about who we potentially play anyway. Come on. We'll whoop your ass again. Anyway, Elijah, is that enough? Did I
Hey, that worked
hit all
out
the corners?
perfectly. That worked out perfect. I was able to let everybody know we're on tonight, so
I'm just
hopefully.
trying to be a good team player.
Hey, listen, MVP status, MVP
Okay,
status.
thank
So,
you. Okay.
but as far as tonight is concerned, I want to take a second, and at the beginning of this program, I want to revisit a take that I had from a year ago. And this is a take that, like, if you listen to my radio show, you've heard me talk about this already this week, okay? But I couldn't talk about it on my radio show here in upstate New York and then not bring it to the podcast when it involves my guy, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Hey, before you hit that button, the beard looking good, man. I just want to let you know. The beard looking damn good. It's growing.
The Bears are not going to lose another game till August. I mean, they're on the streak now.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'll let people at home do the math on that one. Yeah, they're 1-0 and they ain't losing again till August. That's right. Man.
And I said that beard looked damn good, Elijah.
I thought you said the Bears look good. That's what I thought you were saying. The Bears look good. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, the Bears looking...
Even in the joke, I will not say nothing positive about them.
That's what I thought you were saying was the Bears. I didn't hear.
No, beard. I said the beard. I see the growth. Fine. I see the growth.
I'm getting ready to shave it again, because I gotta have my youthful innocence.
But
anyway,
don't do it.
I want to revisit a take from a year ago. Something that I said when Jahmyr Gibbs got drafted.
You gonna share the screen? You sharing the screen?
No. I'm just talking.
Oh, okay.
But Nate Rucker and I kept going back and forth during that draft process about whether or not there would be 1 or 2 running backs taken in that first round. Nate believed at the time that Bijan was the only first-round running back.
I did too.
I went to bat for my guy Jahmyr Gibbs, and I said, Nate, you don't know Jahmyr like I know Jahmyr. I'm like, he is a first-round talent. And so, obviously, we all know Jahmyr and Bijan went in the first round. Now, here's what I have said. I said, back when these two guys got drafted, I said history is about to repeat itself. But this time, we're going to be on the right side of history. Because I said to everybody that would listen to me, Bijan Robinson going to the Atlanta Falcons, he's going to have about as much success as Barry did with the Lions back in the 90s, where he's going to be the reason that you go to Falcons games. He's going to have all sorts of yards, but at the end of the season, when the playoffs begin, his ass is going to be sitting at home. And Jahmyr, because he's not asked to be Superman all the time, he's going to get to go to the playoffs. He's going to get to experience Super Bowls and have the potential of winning Super Bowls like Emmitt Smith did with the Cowboys. But that's what I said. I said Bijan's going to be like Barry, and Jahmyr is going to be like Emmitt when it comes to team success. Now, when I said that 2 years ago, I did not realize how on the nose I was going to be with that take. Because if you look at the first 2 years that Barry was in Detroit, and you look at the overall record, and then you compare that overall team record for the first 2 years that Bijan's in Atlanta, the Falcons and the Lions have won pretty much the same amount of games. It's very creepy. And if you look at the overall stats this season between Jahmyr and Bijan prior to last week's game, they were almost the same player. And to me, it's just interesting how you could have somebody who has that amazing offensive output. I should say 2 players that have that amazing offensive output. One of them gets to be on a team that's the number 1 seed, and the other one is sitting at home. And so I bring that up to say this. Keep an eye on this situation. Keep an eye on it. Because Bijan, like I said, I think he is destined to be on a Falcons team that at their very best is going to have a couple bright moments. But for the most part, they're going to be mediocre. And Jahmyr is destined to be on a team that has already, and I think will continue to, run this league for the next 5 to 7 years. Bobby, I want to throw it over to you. I know I didn't give specific stats, and I can if you need me to. But what do you think about that as far as Bijan and Jahmyr, because what I'm saying is they're both great players. But to me, it reminds me of Emmett and Barry from the 90s.
I can see it, but let it play out a little bit more. Because I think what hindered them was waiting too long to hook Cousins' ass. So that's the only reason why I think they ass sitting at home. And Michael Pennox is I think he that guy kind of thing. So let that play out more. But
Yeah.
if Pennox is not as advertised, I have to agree with you. But that's why I don't let it play out more. Because even though, like you said, it ain't Bijan, that's for damn sure. Because I was watching them play the last time they was on national TV. I can't even remember, man. But it was a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago or so. He was doing his part. Yeah, that boy got some skills. So, yes. So I will say to be determined. But I know what tree you're barking under. That's all I'm saying. What tree you're barking up. But let it play out a little longer.
And I just want to throw this out there for folks who sometimes think that I might be, just talking to talk or talk to hear myself talk. Let me throw this out to y'all. So, first 2 years of Barry's career in Detroit was 89 and 90. So, those 2 years in 1989, the Lions were 7-9. Now, Bobby, do me a favor. Pay attention as I'm reading these numbers, okay? This is what I'm saying. It's like creepy. Like we need X-Files music to be playing underneath this, okay? 1989, Lions were 7-9. 1990, the Lions were 6-10. Those were the first 2 years of Barry being in Detroit. First 2 years of Bijan being in Atlanta. Last season, they were 7-10. This year, they were 8-9. So when I say it's like the 90s all over again, I didn't know they were going to have that same type of team record, but it's almost like you're looking at the same damn thing. Except for this time, the Lions have the running back who is not being asked to be the whole reason why you come to the game. Isn't that crazy?
I think it's just a coincidence.
Do you think so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
And I swear to you, man, if they would have got rid of Kirk Cousins the Thanksgiving, they would have probably be in the playoffs.
And you know what?
It wouldn't be that bad.
I like Michael Penix. I do. I like Michael Penix a lot. And I agree with you that they probably should have pulled the plug on Kirk Cousins a little bit sooner than they did. But again, it's just like I don't know that organization is capable of making smart choices.
Oh hell yeah, because they shouldn't even if they was gonna pick Pennox, why the hell did they get Jordan? I mean what's the Cousins? If they was gonna get Pennox. That was
Right.
dumb.
And like I said, they're still gonna be paying Kirk. They're still gonna be paying Kirk for all that. So it's just like I don't get it. But
if I was Cleveland, I'll go get him. But
well, I think the retirement home's about to come get him because I don't to be perfectly honest, I don't know. I hear you. I think he's gonna be considering retirement. But I tell you what, when it comes to my contract at the radio station, I want Kirk Cousins' agent to negotiate it because
bad boy. He's a bad man. He's a bad man.
He knows how to get money. He knows how to get money,
the guaranteed money and the guaranteed money.
Exactly. But as far as Jahmyr Gibbs is concerned, overall, man, he has been everything that I had hoped he would be and more. And, I love the fact that in the last couple weeks, we've seen him take on the full allotment of carries.
Yeah.
And instead of it being shaky, he's held his own. He said, I can do it. And so, Bobby, I know you had your doubts initially with Jameer because of what everybody else was saying about him. And this is not about, you telling me that I was right, but I just want to know your opinion on what you're seeing from Jameer, who is the touchdown leader, according to NFL.com, with his 20 overall touchdowns. A lot of people are now giving him his flowers for the first time. But what have you seen? Because I know you like to watch the all 22 footage and you look for different things from running backs than just their 40-yard dash and how many touchdowns do they got. So what do you see when you look at Jameer?
I see a guy that that was is a team player. And what I mean by that is with his ability that he's been showcasing, obviously he has been what positive word can say, pacing himself to fit the team. Like Robert Means, you might not know him. There's a guy, y'all probably know a little bit of him. This Robert Means, if I had the ability of Jahmyr Gibbs, I ain't sharing carries. But fuck that. But his humbleness with his skill set and his ability to not want to do everything makes it a perfect fit. And that's one of the things without the football that I'm really impressed with. And you know how I am about the running back pass pro. You know what I mean? He ain't blocking like Orlando Pace or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But he out there a willful blocker. You know what I mean? And he getting the job done. And I respect that. And his toughness too, man. Because believe it or not, during the game, we heard Chris Collinsworth big mouth self talk about, I don't know, that's the kind of hit that you kind of feel all game. After that, I think that woke him up. Like, you know what I mean? He caught fire after that. So
yeah,
he definitely got the grit. He definitely a bad man. And I kind of excuse me. When he first was drafted, I initially didn't see him as an every down back,
yeah.
But I seen him as an every down back in the big game. They say big players make big plays in big games. Hey,
yeah,
that's the best running I've seen in Lions uniform since Barry Sanders. So, I'm pleasantly surprised in the fact that he know he a bad dude, but he know he with some bad dudes. So
right.
I don't have to be a bad dude, right? Until the team asking me to be a bad dude. Am I saying that too many times? I don't know.
No, I think you got it. I mean that's the way to put it.
So you know what I mean? And he was able to show that, hey, we in good hands. And then with Montgomery coming back, you know what I mean? Montgomery don't gotta get a 30 carries to be relevant. We can ease him back into the game. So, man, I just love it, bro. I will never sit here and say I'm was ever against him. I just can honestly say with a straight face and look myself in the mirror, I didn't know he was gonna be this good. I didn't know he was gonna be this good. I didn't know he was gonna be this good.
And I remember there a couple games at the beginning there, man. You and I kind of went, head to
head. Because he was doing the young shit though.
Because Bobby was like, Elijah, you keep talking about how special he is. Show me. And
yeah,
I'm like,
he's going to
show you. I'm like, he's gonna show you, but like
he wasn't doing shit though. He was like going the wrong way and shit.
Now it's like, oh, I see it, But like I said,
he know. He improved that. Remember, like I know you probably remember the article. The dude, what was it? Austin Eckler talking about he a good player. Woo, woo, woo. He just he's showing his hand before the ball go. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think obviously he had to improve with that. now he improved that part. He hitting the holes and going full speed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He showed me. He's showing me. He's definitely showing the world that he was worth the 12th pick in the first fucking round. And if you don't see that, you a hater for real.
And by the way, to go back to that Bijan and Bijan, Jameer, Emmett, Barry comparison, just to go back to that for just a second. Bijan was taken within the top 10. He was taken pick number 8. Jameer was pick number 12. You look back at that Barry Emmett draft, Barry was picked top 10, and Emmett was picked 17th. So again, that's another reason why in my brain that comparison works.
Only one difference though.
What's that?
Barry damn near did the same thing he did in college as he did in the pros. Gibbs didn't tear up the college like Barry did.
Well, yeah, but
Barry almost had 2,500 motherfucking yards. But I agree with the skill set. But the main thing that I like is that he came from a good winning program. So the fact that he's from Alabama, where they constantly is an NFL factory kind of thing, he already used to being around good dudes. You know what I mean?
And don't forget, he also went to Georgia Tech. And at Georgia Tech, he had to be
the dude. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because those teams that he was on at Georgia Tech were not very good. Like Georgia Tech back, they're better now. But when Jameer was there, it was not. It was the Jahmyr Gibbs show. So I think that prepared him as well for what he was ultimately going to see. But last note on Jahmyr, at least for now anyway.
Jahmyr the GOAT.
That's right.
Jahmyr the GOAT.
So let me say this, okay? I think Jahmyr Gibbs, as long as he remains healthy and he doesn't chase the bag getting greedy, I think you will see him only play for the Detroit Lions. And I think you will see him break almost every Barry Sanders record. I'm going to go on record now saying that. I think he will have the longevity. I think he will have more success, team success, and I think he'll break those records as long as he remains healthy. And when it's time for him to get that second contract, he doesn't get greedy. You know, we've seen that happen a lot with these running backs where it's like, and I don't blame them. Listen, they only got 2 contracts within their career lifespan. You got to get your money. Okay, I get that. But don't sacrifice being on a good team, being on a great team to go be on a sorry-ass team because you're making more money over there. You know, we've seen guys do that, a lot in recent years. The other thing I'll say is that Ashton Jeanty from Boise State, he owes Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson a thank you card. Because I remember before that draft and during that draft, the whole narrative was you do not select running backs in the first round. Didn't matter how many yards your guy ran for. Didn't matter how, important that player was to the team. You just didn't do it. You don't draft running backs in the first round. Jahmyr and Bijan, they changed that. They reminded everybody how valuable the running back position can be in today's NFL. So
I don't think he is specialist though.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying if he goes in the first round, I think some of that has to do with the fact that teams now are looking for their version of Bijan and Jahmyr.
I'll give you that. I'll agree with that 100% if he goes in the top 15. But I don't think I think he's gonna be in the back part, maybe even round 2.
You think so?
That's just hey, you the damn guru, but I don't see it.
I mean, I think next year's draft.
He a bad dude though, because he playing, but I don't think his competition. I think his competition is gonna be his biggest biggest weakness. And because I seen the dude play, but Bijan it was in the Big 12,
Yeah,
Texas. That's big time football. We all
yeah,
know Gibbs, Alabama. That's big time football.
right.
So
But
uh,
I think with Ashton, the thing that everybody's looking at is the ability. I
isn't that
will.
who Penn State beat? Penn State beat them, right?
They did,
Yeah.
and he didn't look particularly good in that game either, which
Yeah.
sucks. That sucks for
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
franchise.
And I think that's
But
why I said this competition gonna be as big as.
yeah, and I would agree with you on that. But I also think that there's some people in that top 15 who could use his services.
Oh,
So
definitely.
so I think it'll be interesting to see where he ends up going. Which because we just kind of talked about the draft, let me throw this out there to folks. Obviously, there's a lot of head coaching vacancies out there. There's a lot of talk about who's going to go where, and I want to throw out something that I talked about on my radio show earlier this week. Which, by the way, before I do that, I want to say a good evening to Jarvis, who was leaving us a bunch of comments on
That's
YouTube.
That's my brother, man. He always. We talk Lions all the time. I know him for a long time.
And so I do want to say good evening to Jarvis. So here was something I threw out there. Okay, on ESPN, Rex Ryan is doing everything he possibly can to get the New York Jets job. To be honest with you, okay, do I think that would be a perfect fit for them? Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see that working for them again, But there's another place that I think Rex Ryan would be better for. And I want to throw this out there. By the way, Rex Ryan has become like one of the biggest Lions.
I know what you're gonna say, but I disagree.
I don't
I
think you
already
know
know what you're
what
gonna say.
I don't think you know what I'm going to
Yes,
say.
I do. Yes, I do.
But I think Rex Ryan should go back
But
home
to the Bears, I know. I know
to
who
the
you talk
to the
about. I know who
Chicago
you
Bears.
talking
Now,
because his
now hear
dad
me
was the
out though.
defensive coordinator.
But hear me out though, okay? Buddy Ryan obviously was the defensive coordinator for years there in Chicago, was the defensive coordinator for the 85 Bears team with one of the best defenses to ever do it. Okay. Regardless of if you like him or not, you got to admit that was one of the best defenses to ever do it. When Rex Ryan coached for the Jets and when he coached for the Bills, do you know who his quarterbacks were?
Mm-hmm.
He had Mark Sanchez with the Jets and he had EJ Manuel with the Bills.
He had Geno Smith too.
I think so. Maybe for a couple years.
Yeah, but he drafted Geno.
But my point is that he did not have any generational talents at the quarterback position. And everybody and their brother tells me that Caleb Williams is a generational talent. And the Bears defense is not really the problem. The offense is the problem. So I think if Rex Ryan, and again, he has not even mentioned the Bears job. He wants that Jets job. But if I'm the Bears, I'm making that phone call. I'm making that phone call and I'm seeing what is the vibe over there. Because Rex Ryan in our division, like just look at it from a storyline perspective, man. Can you imagine the battles him and Dan Campbell would have? That would be entertaining as hell. And that rivalry between the Bears and the Packers, which has never really, never really been an issue in Chicago. They hate the Packers. I think Packers fans don't really give a shit about the Bears, though, because they haven't been very good. But that rivalry would be renewed, in my opinion. Would have a whole brand new life. But again, my thing is Rex Ryan versus Dan Campbell twice a year. That'd be a lot of fun. And I know you don't like the Bears at all, okay? And I don't know how you feel about Rex Ryan. But to me, I just wanted to get your feedback on that because I'm looking at it like, I know you really want that Jets job, but it's almost like dating, right? Like that's your old girlfriend, right? And you think she's changed. She ain't changed. There's something better over here for you, Rex, potentially. You know what I mean? But what do you think about that? Chicago and Rex Ryan.
Okay, you said the quarterbacks Rex Ryan's had, right?
Yeah, he had game managers, which was my point. He didn't
So
have
okay,
generational talents like they're claiming Caleb Williams is.
would you say he groomed them quarterbacks?
Not real. I don't know how much involvement he really had with the offenses, but I'm just saying he did enough defensively that they could go some places. Mark Sanchez went to two AFC title games, and that's all I'm saying is if he can do that with somebody who, with our game manager, supposedly, right? Caleb Williams supposed to be so freaking great. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna say these things, but I'm not gonna deny how good of a coach Rex Ryan is.
Okay.
Okay, um, Caleb Williams was drafted number one pick overall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Mark Sanchez was not. Geno Smith was not. So, being that you want to get the most out your number one pick, Rex Ryan wouldn't be the pick for that, the coach for that. And it doesn't, and the defense got enough pieces where the head coach don't have to be a defensive minded guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the reason why I said I didn't want to sound like I was negative for Rex Ryan because I know he's a good coach.
Yeah.
When you picking a coach, it ain't rather that if the coach is good or not. Because if they wasn't good, you wouldn't even want to interview.
Right.
So it's more so of a good fit, right?
Yeah.
And it's better candidates than out there than Rex Ryan for the Bears. And
Right.
there's always middle fingers to the Bears. Don't let this info nugget really make you think I feel otherwise. But I'm pretty sure I know you, Elijah. You study football, so I know you know this name, Cliff Kingsbury. You know him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right, Cliff Kingsbury is the quarterback coach or offensive coordinator. I don't know either one of the
OC.
Washington.
He's the
Okay,
OC.
of the Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
and a lot of people um put a lot of Jalen Daniels' success on Kingsbury's table.
Yeah.
His ability to simplify it for these quarterbacks and also put points on the board. That's what it's all about, right?
Mhm.
And as we all know, Dan Quinn is the defensive minded coach, so you damn sure know it's not him with as far as the X's and O's and these concepts that make it Jalen Daniels look like rookie of the year. But
Right.
I say this to say this. Caleb Williams, uh, Caleb Williams studied under that Kingsbury offense, that same one like Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, because we also know Kingsbury was the former coach of the Arizona Cardinals. I see Cliff Kingsbury as a better pick than Rex Ryan solely because he will be the coach that has the best chance of getting the most out of your number one pick. And the fact that he also has NFL head coaching experience.
Mhm.
And believe it or not, man, the defense ain't what putting the people in the seats. It's the offense. So I think it would be best for them to lean more towards a offensive minded coach, and especially one that's had success that Caleb Williams already know quite well, kind of thing. I think it'll be dumb for them to even do anything but get him. But only thing that would be maybe Ben Johnson. But even to that case, I think Caleb Williams would be more comfortable with the Kingsbury job. And a lot of Chicago Bears fans and just media heads all around really thought they should have fired Everflus last year and hired Kingsbury last year before he even got a chance to pollute uh, Kelly Williams' career so far.
Yeah.
So It is, and that's just the pure X and O's of it. And Rex Ryan, you don't want to go try to live up to your dad's name because some people say that 85 Bears defense is the best defense ever. I think that's big shoes to fill.
But if there was anybody that would be enticed by that, though, if there was anybody who would look at that and say, I can do that, it would be Rex. Because Rex is unapologetically Rex. Like he is somebody who he's like, I see that you're telling me I can't do it. Watch me do it.
I think, and I also think he'll pick a good fight too, because I think he'd rather fight in the AFC East than the NFC North.
See, I don't know though, man. Like he really loves our division.
Think about it. LaFleur twice, Campbell twice, and O'Connell. Or you could take whoever the time gonna be the Patriots coach, Miami coach, and
but again,
Buffalo coach.
But he ain't scared about that. He ain't scared about that.
I don't think he wanted. I think he.
The way he talks about the NFC North, which by the way, his son coaches on the Lions. By the way,
yeah, I know.
Anybody who didn't know that, he has become one of the biggest Lions supporters out there on ESPN. So, which is another reason why I thought, you know what?
I seen that shirt he had on. That bitch was sweet.
You know, but we'll talk about him a little bit because he's showing our team love. But again, man, I just look at it storyline wise, and I'm just like, damn, that would be a beautiful sight. I'm like Campbell versus Rex Ryan, man. I think those battles would be legendary. But as far as Cliff Kingsbury, you know, it's a weird time for offensive gurus because if you look at it right, Ben Johnson changed the way that people look at these job interviews. Because Ben Johnson, the last 2 years, he could have been a head coach. A lot of people will tell you that he had the Panthers job sewed up if he wanted it, and he said no. A lot of people said he had the Washington job sewed up this past year, but he said no. And so other offensive gurus are seeing that, and they're going, you know, maybe instead of chasing and going and being a head coach for a dysfunctional franchise, maybe I should just, you know, stay with my current system that's working where I look like the smartest person in the room. And if you're Kingsbury, you got a beautiful situation blooming there with Jaden Daniels. Why would you want to leave that?
Yeah, because he wanted to be the head coach.
Does he though? Does he that bad? That's where I'm questioning.
Why you can't use that logic with Johnson then? That same exact logic. Why you can't throw it on Johnson?
I definitely would use that same logic with Ben Johnson. Why would Ben Johnson want to go anywhere? He's got to be. He said his wife loves Detroit. His kid loves Detroit. And if you look at it, if you've been hearing anything that Schefter or any of them have been saying, they're all saying the same thing, which is that Ben Johnson's being very picky about the places he interviews. He's not going to go take an interview with the Jets. He already told them no. He's not even interested in hearing what they have to say. He's going to take an interview with Chicago. And do I think that situation would be good for him? 50-50. Because here's the thing. With Jared Goff, he's got a quarterback that will listen to him when he says to do something. And he's got a quarterback who's not going to turn the ball over 3 times a game because he trusted his arm strength over what the defense was actually showing. We've seen that where you got a quarterback who's just a gunslinger and don't actually know how to read the defense.
I don't think Ben Johnson shit without the offensive line. So
you got that too. And Chicago definitely does not have an offensive line. So like I said, for me, I look at it and I just think that Rex Ryan thing, that would be interesting as hell. And it won't happen.
And nothing, man. Rex Ryan ain't really highly touted. I think everybody ain't trying to get him though. You know what I mean?
You're correct. You're correct. The only team that I've heard that he has an interview with is the Jets.
Yeah.
And that could just be a courtesy interview. I don't know. But I'm just saying, as I look at that situation, I'm going, man, that could be interesting. it's just like how, for the next 5 months, we're gonna hear about how Dion might come coach in the NFL, even though Dion has said he ain't interested. He don't want to coach in the NFL. But over the next 5 months, I guarantee you're gonna hear at least once a week
Yeah.
some situation where it's like, what about this in Dion? The only Sanders that we know is going to the NFL for sure is Shedeur. But everybody's going to pair Shedeur and Dion together. And now you want to look at another scenario? How about Deion Sanders in Las Vegas? Because after every single Raiders loss, Shedeur would post on X, formerly known as Twitter, about how it was God's plan and God is good every time the Raiders would lose. And now I'm not really great at reading people, but I would assume if you're doing that, it's because that's where you want to go. And Tom Brady is a part owner over there with the Raiders, and Tom Brady and Shedeur are very, very close. They always have been. And now Antonio's gone. Dion, Shedeur, Las Vegas.
And Tom Brady's gonna have a big hand on who they get. So
Yeah.
All right, there you go. I agree, Elijah, with that one. I'm gonna take that one.
Though, man,
I agree with that one, though. Why not?
I mean, it makes sense, but again, Dion don't want to go to the NFL. He keeps saying it. He said, "I don't want to go. I like Colorado. I like where I am."
Let me tell you something.
That's how.
Hey, he don't want to go. But if they write the big enough check, he has to go.
Right.
This is prime time.
No,
honestly, I can see. I think look, man. I think peanut butter and jelly don't fit as much as Las Vegas and the prime time, bro. You know that though. I agree.
But again, I'm a storylines guy. I'm always motivated by the storyline. Does it fit the plot, basically? And so to me, I'm looking at an NFL where you got Rex Ryan going home to Chicago to resurrect the Bears, and you got Dion in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I can bark up that shit. I got
you. That'd be entertaining.
I would definitely want to watch.
Now, will it happen? Probably not. Okay?
I don't know. I think that might happen more than Rex Ryan to the Bears.
But if it does, you know where it was said first. I'm just saying. So,
oh my God, man.
But as far as
you worse than Christopher Columbus. God damn, dude.
I'm just like
I did discover this. I discovered this. No, I got you, Big Dog.
Like I said, if that ends up happening, if I see Rex Ryan to the Bears, I'm gonna text you first, Bobby. I'm gonna be like,
I got a friend that's a real big Raiders fan, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and this was his exact words. He said he'll take Shedeur, but he don't want the daddy. That's what he said. He don't even want Dion to be the Raiders coach, kind of thing. But I told him, I know if he trained with Tom Brady, you know what I mean? It's something there, honestly, to me, because Tom Brady ain't wasting his damn time. And Tom Brady, the owner, what they call it, minority owner or whatever. But you know he's gonna have a big part in who is the coach, GM, quarterback, however to do it. And not even to say because Al Davis' son, Mark Davis, is the real technical owner. But if you got Tom Brady, how dumb you got to be not to listen to this dude? You feel me? So.
Oh, I got you. And the Raiders thing is weird, Bobby, because
I know
it's
been weird since they moved to Las Vegas, man. It really has been.
I have to constantly stop myself from calling them the Oakland Raiders whenever I'm talking about them because I'm so used to that.
I still call this damn San Diego stuff. The damn Chargers still San Diego.
But here's the thing, though, Bobby. So they let Antonio Pierce speak after the game, right? That makes sense. I think they lost to the Chargers. He goes out there, gives his post-game press conference. That's normal. We see coaches do that all the time. But then they let Antonio Pierce go out there for another press conference. I think it was either the following day or a couple days later, so that he could tell the media the end of the season wrap up, and here's what we're going to do next year, guys. These are all of our plans. and then the next day he gets fired, usually you don't let the coach you're firing talk about the future like that.
The Bears did Eberflus like that.
Well, yeah, but like we all knew that was coming. Like he did that one on Zoom with a virtual background. Okay, he was probably in the unemployment office when he was doing that press conference. Okay, Antonio was in front of a backdrop like the one that I got behind me. Okay, giving a professional, press conference about this is what we're gonna do. And then the Raiders said, we love our future, but guess what, baby? You ain't got no part in it. Get out of here. So like, I'm just saying,
Damn.
like, that's weird to me. That's weird how they handled that. That's all I'm saying. But
don't get me wrong. I'll call foul if I feel foul. But the only thing that makes it hard for me to ride with that is that the Raiders suck so bad. I don't understand. I don't. His job was in jeopardy until they kick it off the ball next year, man. Even then, his job in jeopardy. So
you know what I don't understand. Not to turn this into a Raiders podcast,
go ahead.
But I will say the thing that I never understood was that they never let that man get his quarterback.
That's true. My wife said the same thing.
They never let him do that, and I think that's BS because he got stuck with
never got his quarterback
and Aiden O'Connell, which by the way, they beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback.
Wait, so this year?
No, the year before.
Oh yeah.
And then this year they would have done it if they didn't get the field goal blocked.
Where the fuck was I?
But they would have done it again this year if they didn't get the field goal blocked. So Antonio Pierce, I think the man can coach. But I just thought that was weird though. They let him go out there for that whole future press conference.
Maybe they would still, decide. Well, maybe he Bobby, maybe he answered the question wrong. Like, you know what? Fuck him.
Bobby, you know damn well. Like it's like when you go to work and every employee gets real quiet whenever you walk up. Or they all find something else to do real mysteriously when you walk up, and you're like, guys, what's wrong? And then that person comes and taps you on the shoulder. Hey, buddy, we need to see you in the office.
Oh, bullshit.
Like that's what it was like. Like somebody went and tapped him on the shoulder after the press conference and said, hey, buddy, we need to see you in the office real quick.
Elijah, like I said, brother, I understand. It's just that they suck so bad. I could understand them wanting to go in a different direction. None against Pierce, but maybe I feel like he needed some more time. It was surprising that he even got the job. Same thing with you remember Jeff Saturday was the coach for a second. That kind of shit surprises me. Yeah. But I would say I don't feel like Antonio Pierce will never be a coach again. I feel he got a head coaching still in his future though. But Eberflus, he would never coach my. He can't even coach my high school team. So it's a big difference.
He has a very competitive interview coming up with the Pop Warner team down the street, and I'm rooting for the guy. Okay, I'm rooting for him.
Okay.
Anyway,
damn shame was about to happen to them kids. Damn.
As far as like the coaching vacancies, though, to kind of put a bow on that, there's a lot of interesting ones. I mean, you got the Jets who are trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
It's interesting because Pete Carroll out there. They made it seem like he decided to go up into further up in the front office, but it was more so like they fired him and didn't want to say they fired him kind of thing. Yeah. You know what I
mean? Like Bruce Arians in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, to me, I look at this storyline wise and like the Titans, right? Titans fired their GM. They kept their coach. Titans got the number 1 overall pick. Now, the question that's going to be brought up for the next 5 months, do they even like Will Levis? Which I will
Who drafted Will Levis? If he drafted Will Levis, he deserved to be fucking fired.
Well, and here's the thing, okay?
So, you even said don't draft Will Levis. I do remember that really strongly.
I said Will Levis has got a bazooka attached to his shoulder.
Be done.
But decision making is questionable.
The coach ran up out on the field and said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
That's what I
I've
want.
never seen that happen in the pros ever.
But see, that's
Ever.
the thing. That's the thing. So they showed a video. Okay, they showed a video of the Vikings coach right before every play. He's on the radio. Hey Sam, take a step away for a moment.
I didn't even see that.
And Sam Darnold takes a step away from the huddle. He's like, Sam, I just want you to know you are seeing that defense like nobody's ever saw that defense before. You're doing such a good job. I just want you to know that, Sam. You're doing such a good job. All right, now tell them in the huddle, okay? Tell them in the huddle. This is a game-winning situation. We can put them away right here. All right, now that you got it, here's the play. And I'm sitting there like, I wish my boss would talk to me like that. God damn.
He
But
talking like he weren't riding the short bus.
but he says that to Sam Darnold before every fucking play. Meanwhile, you got the Titans coach who's like, all right, listen here, motherfucker. It's second down and 10. I swear to God, you fumble my football, I will break my foot off in your hind parts, and then you'll run a mile. Like,
hey, we don't want that dumb shit. If you gonna do that dumb shit, call timeout. Don't do no dumb shit. Oh God, Elijah.
I'm just saying that. So like, it makes me wonder, do they even like him?
I think I was raised the second way, but anyway, that might go down the wrong road.
But he's like, it's like, do they even like him? Because they got 5 months to figure it out. Are you going to roll with Will Levis and put some talent around him, or are you going to draft somebody else? And
I think they lost about 4-5 games just because of the Will Levis doing dumb stuff, though.
I know, but God, like, was it entertaining? Were you not entertained?
I would love to see. I would love to see. I don't know. This might be a little bit too past your time, Elijah. Damn, Mora, Peyton Manning, old coach when he first got
Jim Mora, yeah.
Jim Mora, yeah. He couldn't throw the ball. We couldn't run the ball. He sucked. The coaches sucked. The running back sucked. The quarterback sucked. I don't think we can handle him.
That's how the Titans feel. Like they feel like they just hate themselves. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good shit right. That's good shit right there, though.
But I'm just saying though, like they got 5 months to figure it out. Like, do you like what you have or not? Because remember, Dion already said, if there's a team his son don't want to play for, if there's a team that Travis Hunter don't want to play for, he will step in like the Manning stepped in when San Diego tried to draft Eli.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So with the Titans having the number one,
that's what Bryce Young should have did. That's what he should have did.
And oh by the way, Dion was friends with the Titans general manager.
Yeah, I know. I seen him put them emoji eyes on the X, used to be formerly known as Twitter. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, he probably don't want to be bothered with that shit.
Stuff obviously coming up in that draft this year, but
they're not getting a quarterback. I think it'd be in their best bet to try to fix Levis, get him some protection and some weapons.
I mean, maybe start with the way they talk to the man because it's borderline abusive. I'm just saying. They're like, dishonor on your mama, dishonor on your cow.
Dude, hey, look, I have the NFL Sunday ticket, right? So when that happens, I'm watching the game. And I think the Lions or Packers might have been playing on my big TV because with the Packers you can have games all around the house. Yeah. So I'm looking at the play, but I'm not listening.
Right.
I say, man, what the fuck is he doing? I say that. I look, I see the coach. I told you the sound is not on this TV.
Right.
The coach say, what the fuck is you doing? Hey, I tapped Brenda. Like, hey, Brenda, look. The coach said, what the fuck is she doing? So, it's entertaining. That was funny as hell. I said, man, oh, man, he is horrible. But I feel like, I think he under too much pressure. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he feel like he got to make a play, force it. He don't got no good lineman, don't got no great running back, don't got no great receiver. Maybe Calvin Ridley, that's his best receiver.
I think so.
Yeah, so he ain't working with much, but I don't care. Some of the passes, hey, bro.
You remember when he? Well, I forget exactly what the situation play-wise was, but I just remember the play where he went horizontal and tried to fucking pitch it back, and he got fumbled. I just went, what in the Madden 2005 are you trying to do right
Man, when
now?
I seen
Actually,
that,
more like it was more like, what in the NFL streets are you trying to do right now? But
right, hell yeah, I was gonna think more like blitz, like dude, like they don't even do that in flag football. You clowning, bro.
I mean, I saw the
Yeah,
comment.
I know. Yeah,
It
he
was
done
a
did some
horrible
dumbass shit,
execution.
Elijah.
But like
He
I
done
said,
did some dumb shit, Elijah. But you already warned us. Don't fuck. You said in the draft. I don't know why they ain't listen to you, Elijah. You
but
said
I don't know,
you.
man.
I think you said Will Levis makes all the throws and all that shit you were saying. He a
He
bum,
does.
bro. I mean, mm-mm.
He makes all the throws, but he don't make
But
none
I
of
think
the
I think
finals.
I think it would be in their best interest to try to work with him. Like I will get Cousins. You feel me? That
No,
kind of.
you don't want to do that. You don't want
I get Cousins. Let his ass
to
sit on the
get
bench a
no,
little
no.
longer.
I
I think he need
refuse.
that bench more.
Bobby Bless, we are not giving Kirk Cousins another $100 million to be mediocre. You want
Trade
to give
him over.
somebody money to be mediocre? I have a jersey on right now. I'll switch it to a Titans jersey. You give me $100 million, I'll go be mediocre for you. That's all I'm saying. But Jarvis is in the chat leaving us a bunch of comments, and so
Yeah,
is
yeah.
AD as well. AD saying Levis missed most of the year because of an AC joint sprain. Dude missed 10 plus weeks for a reason. Rudolph was a better option. Any QB in this class is better off than
His
Levis.
brain. You got a brain sprain.
AD is done. AD is done with Will Levis. So yeah, but
You
like I
got a
said,
brain sprain.
but it's the way that they talk to him just leads me to believe he ain't the one. Like I don't know. Like he
No, like you ever seen the movie Major Pain? I know you seen the movie
yes,
Major Pain.
yeah.
That's how some people gotta talk to him like that, man.
But not Will Levis. He looked like he gonna cry. And like his teammates, like after he makes a mistake, like he goes sits on the bench and his teammates walk the hell away from him. They don't come up and be like, "Hey, you got him next time." They're like, "Man, fuck you." So like I
If
don't know.
if you don't do what I tell you to do, I will put my foot up. Yup.
Right? No, that's how it feels
Like
though.
he done. Yeah, I feel bad for him, man.
Like I'm waiting for his mayonnaise commercial to turn into a Sarah McLaughlin ad.
Stephen
Like
A. Stephen A.
remember
Stephen A. Be getting on him about that mayonnaise commercial too. Stephen A. Smith, he be
I'm
killing
just
him about
saying
that.
though, but I'm waiting for it to turn into a "I will remember you" Sarah McLaughlin type ad. Like for $1 a day, you can help Will Levis's self confidence.
What the fuck is
But
you doing?
as far as the Vikings are concerned, who the Lions pretty much destroyed last week, they got their own situation because you got Sam Darnold, who at the beginning of the year was just supposed to be a bridge quarterback. Everybody knew what the situation was.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
JJ gets hurt, and Sam, to his credit, plays outside his ever loving mind until last week, where he looked like the quarterback from the Jets. So the question for Minnesota, obviously they got to figure out what they're going to do against the Rams, which I think they're going to lose that game. I'm just going to go on record. I'm going to say that right now. I think Stafford's about to put 350 on him. But they got to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because they've been in this situation before. Wasn't that long ago either. You know, that year they had Case Keenum, where Case Keenum went off. And, you know, it was like, oh, okay, maybe
Yeah.
Case is going to be the guy. And then they let Case walk. He went to Denver. That didn't work out. They let their offensive guru at the time, I believe it was Pat Shurmur, he went to the Giants. That didn't work out. So Minnesota looked very smart in that situation. Again, they find themselves in that situation. They got a quarterback who looks rejuvenated in Sam Darnold. They got a youngster in J.J. McCarthy who they liked enough to draft pretty high. And I guarantee you they're going to be getting phone calls about JJ this offseason. And so I'll be curious to see how they handle their business over there. Now, I will say, and I don't mean to say this and take anything away from Sam Darnold, because I honestly have nothing against Sam Darnold. He seems like a nice dude who got put in some pretty bad situations with the Jets and the Panthers. But I feel like any quarterback would be successful with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, like he's got tools around him. I feel like anybody in that situation who's half competent would do well. Like even Will Levis, like he probably would do very well with Justin Jefferson. But I'm just saying, like, I'll be curious to see what they do there. in Minnesota as far as that situation is concerned. But to bring it back to our Lions here, we would cover
Good
again
shit. Even that was good shit. Even though we weren't talking about our team, that was still good shit
But listen, we would cover a game this week if we have one, but we don't.
though.
We got a stress-free weekend coming up. And I'll tell you what, for me, I'm going to be watching the Bills and the Broncos. And I'm going to call it right now.
No,
The Broncos is the one team
they got good defense.
I want to face.
They got good defense.
I think, and I've said this for the last 3 years, Buffalo, what they have been missing was a talented running back. They got one now in James Cook. But this is the playoffs. And every single year for the Buffalo Bills, what happens in the playoffs? Josh Allen puts on that Superman cape and starts doing stupid shit where he's throwing it into triple coverage. He's trying to run on downs he shouldn't run on. And so I'm just looking at this and I'm going, man, this feels like a trap. And Bo Nix, I said it back when we were doing Prospect Watch. Bo Nix was my favorite quarterback from this year's past draft class. And I told you the reason why, but in case you don't remember, because it was months ago, here's the abbreviated version of the story, okay? Bo Nix's father is Patrick Nix. Patrick Nix was the starting quarterback for the Auburn Tigers back in 1994 and 1995. Patrick Nix, after his college career, which went pretty well for him, went into coaching. And in the early 2000s, he was the offensive coordinator for Chan Gailey at Georgia Tech. Now, for the first 3 years that Patrick Nix was with Chan Gailey, he was the offensive coordinator kind of in title only. He did not call the plays. Chan called the plays. But in 2006, Patrick Nix got to call the plays. Now, why is this significant for a Lions podcast? Well, at Georgia Tech at the time, they had a talented wide receiver named Calvin Johnson. And little Bo Nix, who was like 9 or 10 years old at the time, you would see him down on the sidelines with his father throwing warm-up passes to Calvin Johnson before the games. So when I think about Bo Nix, I'm not thinking about the Bo Nix we're talking about on ESPN. I'm thinking about that Bo Nix who grew up the son of a coach, who grew up learning college offenses at 10 years old, who got to throw warm-up passes to Calvin Megatron Johnson.
And he got an arm. He got a fucking arm, too.
And Bo Nix got to sit there on the sideline of these major ACC matchups. He was born for this. Like, you want to talk about somebody who was crafted for the profession they ended up in? It's Bo Nix. He also, up until a couple weeks ago, had the most college starts. By the way, ended up going to Auburn after winning 2 state titles with his dad as his head coach in high school. Ended up going to Auburn saying, you know what, I know my dad's legacy, but I'm going to go and make my own legacy at the same spot. That takes guts. Then goes to Oregon, does a great job. Now he's with Denver with Sean Payton. So again, I never doubted whether this guy was going to be successful, and I do feel a little bit personally rooted in his success. Like, I want to see him be successful because, again, he has a connection with both Georgia Tech and Detroit.
Yeah.
But I look at this and I just go, Denver's got a shutdown corner in Surtain.
Yeah, they got real good defense.
They literally set a team record for most sacks in a season. And everybody knows the history of Denver's defense.
Yeah, they done have some dogs.
Defenses.
Yeah, they have some dogs.
Might be the best. And it's a young defense.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you got Bo Nix, who don't turn the ball over. He's smart with it. He's a coach on the field. It just feels like Denver is destined to do this thing. And if they beat Buffalo, then they got to go to Kansas City. Well, guess what? They were a field goal away from beating Kansas City in Arrowhead earlier this season. So to me, I look at Denver, man, and I could see a Denver-Detroit Super Bowl. I could. Because I think they're a team that has a lot of the pieces. Now, they don't have a running game. That's going to hurt them. They don't have a running game. But, man, everything else, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to call an upset. I'm going to say Denver over Buffalo, but that's the game I'm watching on Sunday. Bobby, out of all the playoff games that are going on, what interests you the most?
The Rams and the Vikings. I'd be honest with you. But just to tap on what you said Bo Nix got guts. Last year, remember when the Lions paid the Broncos? Sean Payton, he was fussing at Russell Wilson. He was dogging it. He was going in on it. Remember? Yeah. Now earlier this season, Sean Payton tried that with Bo Nix. Look, Bo Nix yelled back like fuck you. You feel me? Right. So when I seen that, I said, yeah, he definitely got guts because he ain't got the Russell Wilson turn the other cheek. He put Sean Payton in his place, and all you seen Sean Payton do is So obviously that lets you know that what you know, the info nugget you dropped on us about him and his father that I didn't know is. I think I remember his dad as a quarterback. I didn't know his dad was a coach kind of thing. But I say this to say, like, he definitely got guts, and for Sean Payton to step back and to nod his head after he yelled, that let you know Bo Nix obviously knew what he was talking about because he just put a fucking future Hall of Famer in his place, right? Mm-hmm. A guy that then coached Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is known as one of the smartest, most accurate quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So, I just want to I kind of agree with that because, especially with the guts part, because he told Sean Payton go to hell. I can't do nothing but respect that one. You know?
Yeah.
So, and as far as far as my game though, I'm interested to see what is Minnesota gonna go back to playing Minnesota football? Because I feel like O'Connell got into I think tried to beat Dan Campbell, tried to outdo Campbell. Like they said, the stat that they only went for it 10 times the whole season.
Yeah,
and you know Dan Campbell, then if he had 5 downs, he would go for it. I feel like in a lot of the situations, especially in that red zone, he stopped playing. He went away from what got them there, trying to outdo Campbell. You know, play Campbell ball. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see, is that how he always do under pressure? Try to match the energy? Is he a kind of coach that will stick to the what got you there kind of thing? Because even though we're not fans of Dan, a lot of us can be here or there with Dan Campbell going for it a lot on 4th down. One thing we know, we can't say we surprised no more. Because if you surprised, you ain't been on earth the last 2 years, right? So I'm interested to see, is he going to go back to what got him there? Because Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, they can make you look bad, bro. So,
and remember, Kevin O'Connell was somebody who comes from the McVay tree.
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator when he won the Super Bowl.
He's gonna want to show off a little bit, I think. You know, but and I agree with you that is an interesting game as well. NFC bracket, and I feel like I already know the answer you're going to tell me here, Bobby. But like, is there anybody in that NFC side that you are concerned about?
No. And when we tell you why?
Yes, please do.
There will be no kittens with mittens. You feel me? The gloves are put away, right? Am I right?
We're in the dome.
I'm only scared. Hey, you know me. We become good friends, especially in the last few years. But yeah, but you already know. You feel me, though, brother? You already know.
I do.
When we outside in the cold, that's when I'm most pessimistic. That's the nicest way I can say it. So no, I'm not actually. As long as we in the dome and Ford Field, and
That's
Jared
funny.
Goff ain't got no gloves, and we good to go. And on my end, I swear, you can hook me up to 10 stacks of Bibles, or hook me up to a lie detector test, or put the dog shot collar on me. I don't care, man. No, long as we going, everything going through Ford Field, I'm not scared, because I'm not scared at all, especially with the way the defense played. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
Because
they played possessed. That was
hey,
different.
if you would have told me a week ago today that defense was gonna hold them to uh three
9 points.
yeah, 3 field goals, all them times in the red zone, nothing happening. It's two things. First, I'd have told you. So, how long did you leave your PS5 on? That's the first thing I told you. Do you cut it off after 2 hours because you know it's known to overheat? But
Right.
secondly, I would have told you, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Because ain't no
Yeah.
way, bro. So now I can say I am truly comfortable with Aaron Glenn's ability to make a defensive game plan that will put us in a position to win. If I have a caveat, maybe an honorable mention to what I'd be scared of, it wouldn't be a team. It would be more to a style, and that's them running quarterbacks. The running quarterbacks kick our ass, but there's only really one running quarterback in the NFC, and that would be Jalen Hurts. But from what I've been hearing, he shouldn't be doing too much running no more. So it's interesting to see how that's going to play out, right? So with a straight face, I can actually tell you, Elijah, no, I'm not worried about anyone in the NFC.
So for me, okay, I ain't worried about the Eagles because I think the Eagles getting beat. I think the Eagles are going to get beat by Green Bay. As long as Jordan Love can play and not throw interceptions. I know he's not going to have Christian Watson out there, but I think the Packers are going to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, and plus Jalen Hurts missed all them games, man. He's not a terrific passer where he can go several weeks without that practice of throwing. You know, because with his concussions, believe it or not, I don't know if you might not even know this, Elijah. You know a lot of shit though, but when in Philadelphia, well, the Philadelphia Eagles, if they have a concussion, not only they're not practicing, they're not even allowed to be in the team facility. That's just a Philadelphia rule. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. When the Philadelphia Eagles players have concussions, not only they're not practicing, they're not even allowed to be not allowed. They don't even let them be in the building. Now he was in there for, and I heard this just going through this news site. He was able to go through the walk through with the team, but he wasn't practicing. He wasn't on the extra part. He his first practice in the last 3 weeks was today. So I'm interested. I'm interested. I don't think he's practiced enough to beat Green Bay.
And I will say, Green Bay and Philadelphia, that matchup holds a special place in my heart because my father is a Green Bay Packers fan.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember before I became a Lions fan, watching those games with him when Brett Favre was going up against Donovan McNabb, and it was the 4th and 21. And my dad's like, we got this, and then they
Pete
got the
Mitchell.
first down.
Pete Mitchell, the people's cat.
My dad has this saying, and I don't know if it's just him that says it, but I think other people say it too. But he will get passionate about this. You ever meet my dad, Earl Winfrey? Go up to him and say, "Hey, Earl, how do you feel about the prevent defense?" Because he will tell you the only thing
you
the
from
prevent
winning.
defense does is prevent you from winning the damn game.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
But like I said, I think and it's interesting. You brought up the concussion for Jalen Hurts. For Jordan Love, it's he lost feeling in his throwing hand. So you got two quarterbacks who I guess you could technically say banged up.
But I think Love is cool. I think it's just that Jalen Hurts, he just and then remember before he even got hurt, the Eagles was having AJ Brown was having problems with the offense of throwing the ball and stuff. They had one good week. After that one good week, he get hurt the next week and haven't played yet. So I think that still is a big problem. I can't say it's not.
But I think Green Bay will beat Philly. Commanders and the Bucks, man. I tell you what,
That's a toss up. If any of them a toss up, that's a toss
Commanders
up.
is the one team that I am afraid of. The Commanders are the one team that I'm afraid of in the entire NFC bracket because they ain't supposed to be there. No, somebody forgot to tell them that. Somebody forgot to tell them that they're not supposed to be there this year. And Jaden Daniels, man, he is as cool as the other side of the pillow when it comes to high pressure situations. Like that dude is scary. So
that's a bad dude.
To me, that's the team I'm afraid of. Is the Commanders.
One of my best friends is a Commanders fan too, so it would be sweet to put their ass out. But okay.
But like I said, that's the one team out of everybody that I'm looking at and I'm going, if there's anybody that can spoil the party, it's the Commanders in the NFC, it's the Broncos in the AFC. Those are my two ones that I think are going to go a little bit.
Wouldn't that be messed up if Josh Allen lose in the first round and still get MVP? That'd look like a fucked up trophy.
Listen, it ain't like it hasn't happened before. Okay, I think it was 2 years ago.
Lamar.
See, I'm talking about Buffalo. I'm not talking about Baltimore. But
okay.
But with Buffalo, 2 years ago, they played against Cincinnati. It was snowing. It was a blizzard. They had to pay the fans to shovel out the freaking right? And then Joe Mixon and the Bengals come in there and say, oh, you think you're tough? Look at us. And Joe ran all over them that night. And by the end of it, the only defense that the Buffalo Bills could muster was when their fans were throwing snowballs at the Bengals. So to me, this ain't anything new. The Bills have been known to choke in these type of moments. So to me, I look at this Broncos defense, Patrick Surtain shutting down one side of the field, Bo Nix being the coach on the field as a rookie, man. And Donnie Despaw, who is a part of our studio, okay, does the Licorice Pizza podcast.
Yeah, that's the Broncos fan. The Broncos fan.
Diehard Broncos fan. He also, by the way, is a diehard Bobby Bless fan. He's always telling me about the stuff you post on Facebook. He thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, but Donnie Despaw, man, he loves his Broncos. And I don't know, man. I believe in him. And before that, my Super Bowl prediction, what I wanted for a Super Bowl was the Bills and the Lions. But now I'm looking at it, I'm going, man, Lions and the Broncos, that'd be fun. That'd be a whole lot of fun.
I'd be drunk. I'd be drunk.
So, but anyway. Like I said, as far as the NFC teams are concerned, the one that scares me the most is the Commanders. And as far as the Buccaneers are concerned, I hope that Baker Mayfield can start getting some respect because he was not the problem in Cleveland. I think we can say
that. Yeah.
I was saying it when they kicked him to the curb. I had a problem when they kicked him to the curb because I said you're giving up on somebody who literally gave it all for your franchise.
Yeah.
Winning you games, but they thought they could get something better with Deshaun Watson.
To be honest with you, just living in the part of Ohio I do live in, there is a lot of Cleveland Brown fans that I grew up with, and just working at where I work at Walmart, I always talk to, tell them like we pretty much the same. And I say out of 10 Cleveland Browns fans, I say about 7 of them bring up Baker Mayfield leaving. I swear. They just mad that they gave up on them kind of thing. And they especially mad that they gave so much to Watson. If it's
bad. I mean, granted, Baker never won them a championship, okay? But I almost
he won them a playoff game.
He did, and I almost want to say Baker Mayfield curse, kind of like
he beat Pittsburgh. He beat their damn bookie too, and he beat Pittsburgh too.
But like I said, I almost want to be like, is this their version of the Bobby Lane curse? Because we sent Bobby Lane packing, and he said you ain't gonna win a championship for however many years. And they sent Baker packing, and now they ain't shit since Baker left. Just kind of makes you wonder. But anyway, closing remarks, my friend, and we'll get out of here.
I'm still gonna watch football even though the Lions ain't playing. This is the first time, and I can't, man. This is the first time ever in my life where I can say the Lions are in the playoffs and they're not playing in the wild card. I just don't. I just don't know what to do. It just don't. It just like
It feels great. It feels great.
Yeah, man. And dude, I can say so much like the Lions won the game, and then if you told me the Lions is gonna beat Minnesota with the defense alone, man, it's just good vibes right now. And it's just, you can just, my final thoughts is this: a lot of people say when they're drafting or picking a team that they want football guys. Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, they standing on business with that. You feel me?
Yeah.
These dudes, they so passionate in what they speaking, man. They even got the damn gladiator quotes. They try to bury me, but they can't bury what's from the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Anzalone say, everybody want to be a dog until you got to do some dog shit. They're like, dude, it's like an old cowboy west. These boys is they own to something, but it's the mindset. It's the mindset, and it's a beautiful thing because before I think we talked so much, Elijah. I don't know if it was in our little meeting we had before we start or it was in our first segment that I was telling you about how Justin Jefferson, even though Darnold was messing up, Justin Jefferson was still showing him up, like not professionally. Like y'all done had this so much success in all them games, and you throwing a little hissy fit now. You know what I mean? That's just like it's lightweight, classless, but it's but he cares. So I don't want to say classless, but we just lucky to have a player like St. Brown, man. Because St. Brown, St. Brown got the big contract. He out there blocking like he on defense. He catching passes, pitching the ball to other people on hook and ladders. You feel me? Celebrating offsides like he got a touchdown. I have never seen somebody celebrate so hard from offside like St. Brown did. So he's invested. But you know what you don't see though? And it's from all the players. When Jared Goff makes his mistakes, they ain't showing up, Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. They get when bad shit happen, they go to the next place so quick, man. It's amazing. And I love that about our team. And then everybody step up. Everybody step up. I can't name a guy on that Lions offense that's not making a difference. And I know this is my final thought. I'm gonna just drop this in here real quick.
Yeah.
I was talking to my dad about the game. He's a Dallas fan. He was like, I forgot y'all even had Reynolds. He was like, even Reynolds, the running back. He said, even he stepped in and made a few plays and made a few blocks. You know what I mean? He's like, shoot, he could be a starter somewhere else. You know what I mean? He could be a starter. He said, because he's a Dallas fan. He said, I'd take him in Dallas right now. He's talking about our third string. Mm-hmm. But the third, and then finally, this is my real final take. And I hate to even bring up the Patriots, but Bill Belichick used to always say, the backups are backups or whatever, right? But the backups, a lot of people, when you hear backup, that means they not good. They not better than the man in front of them.
Right.
But Bill Belichick used to always say, the backups has to be just as good as the starters if you're going to be a championship team. Mm-hmm. And what he meant by that is if somebody go down, the man replacing them, they don't miss a beat. And I see that with this team. It's just amazing. We have a real well-constructed team from top to bottom. And we went against the normal opinions to build this team, and look where we are now. So that's my final thought.
My final thought is I wish I could go back to 2007 and tell my younger self that I would be experiencing this team. Because when I became a Lions fan, I became a Lions fan because of Calvin Johnson. And the next year, 2008, man, that was rough. 0-16. I wore my Lions jersey to school every week, my 81 black Calvin Johnson jersey, and I got made fun of relentlessly. In fact, my dad will say to you, hey, I was able to get Elijah a lot of good Christmas presents that year because the Lions were having a sale. Anything with that logo on it was cheap.
Don't get me started. All these damn new ass Lions fans, all I see is out of stock, out of stock. But that's
Yeah.
man, that's a whole damn episode, Elijah.
But
anyway,
but like I said, I have waited for a team like this for a long time. And I know that, Bobby, you've waited for a team like this for even longer than I have. But the thing that I think people don't talk about enough, and I wish they would, Dan Campbell isn't just somebody who is a great coach. He's somebody where this means everything to him. He was on that 0-16 Lions team. They don't talk about that a lot. He was on that 0-16 Lions team. He had played a little bit in that season before he got injured. And then you know what he had to do? He had to sit there after he got hurt and watch his brothers go out there and proceed to lose every single week after that. So if he can pull this off with the Lions this year and win a Super Bowl, man, that would be special. And for me, I root for underdogs in pretty much every single sport I follow. So for me, to see our underdog finally have its moment, I just hope we take advantage. That's all. I hope we take advantage. I love that photo, by the way, Bobby. That's great. So
middle finger to the Bears. Ha ha
ha. But like I said, man, I don't think they talk about the fact that Dan Campbell was on that 0-16 team enough. You know, oh, he played for the Lions. Okay, yeah, he played for the Lions, but he played for those Lions. And now look at what he's doing.
And like, we got some dog coaches, man. And like, I mean, you know, with the coordinators being highly touted, man, don't you think we should have to give some of these guys a shot that's under these guys? You know what I mean, Elijah?
What do you mean?
Like, we got like Randall L with the development of the receivers, in particular like J-Mo. And you know what I mean? Like, we can't just be so worried about going outside the house to look to replace these guys because they probably gonna leave, right? So I'm interested to see who they're gonna give a chance to, you know? Because as far as our culture, it would be nice to, because Ben Johnson, we didn't get him from outside the building, and look what he turned into, right?
Yeah.
Who's the next guy?
Right? I think Dan Campbell, you know, we constantly talk about these great coaches and the trees that they have. I think Dan Campbell is going to be the next great tree, so to speak. I really do. I think he's going to have a lot of folks kind of sprout off of his success. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, my friends, it is 8:11 here, so we're going to wrap this thing up for Bobby Bless and myself, for Reggie Funchess and Nate Rucker as well, who are with us in spirit tonight. We do want to wish you the very best this weekend. Hey, a stress-free football weekend. You ain't got to worry, because we are in a wild card. We'll see everybody in the divisional round. Hey, be good to yourself, be good to others in that order. We will see y'all soon. And Bobby Bless is joining back in on the tablet, so I'll let him pop back in real quick. I don't know what happened, but Bobby... I think Bobby is there. He's muted. Now he's unmuted. Bobby, I'm just saying bye to everybody real quick. So you're still muted, my brother. He's going to town, but nobody can hear him. No.
I know that was a Chicago Bears spy that did that.
Yeah.
Go to hell. They owe me. They owe me bad, man. Right. They're hacking the feed, man. I'm going in on the Bears. We have never had that problem until I put that picture up.
Yeah.
Go to hell. I know it's one of you Bears did that.
Listen, if they can find a coach, you know, the way they hack our stream, we'll have to wait and see, you know.
Well, if that's the case, we don't have nothing. That won't happen again then. So.
All right,
All right, brother. Love,
Hey,
much love.
Bobby Bless, Nate Rock.